Life along the San Andreas is beautiful throughout the year. The weather, she remains a constant, 65, and they say that if God had a home, she'd be living there. Standing on the cliffs above the ocean, the view along the one will take your breath. To turn around and see the golden rolling hills, where the eagles and the redwoods make their nest. Though sometimes she may get angry, break a dish, shake a tree, crack the road, it's a small price to pay for heaven on earth, San Andreas. San Andreas fault line. Now the tiny little town of Pescadero, where the seeds of plenty grow with great success, and the old post at San Gregorio was the last stop on the Pony Express. Though sometimes she may get angry, break a dish, shake a tree, crack the road, it's a small price to pay for heaven on earth, San Andreas. San Andreas fault line. San Andreas fault line. Though sometimes she may get angry, break a dish, shake a tree, crack the road, it's a small price to pay for heaven on earth, San Andreas. San Andreas fault line. San Andreas fault line.
My name is Greg Jones, and it's great to be back with you again this month. And that was Sugarcane Jane. That's a husband and wife team out of Southern California with their song San Andreas. And I just thought that song would be appropriate this time of year here in Indiana with all the snow and the cold. And if you've never been to Southern California, I highly recommend it. I spent a week in San Diego about 7 years ago, and all I've dreamt of is going back and enjoying the beautiful sun and the cool temperatures. And but anyway, we're going to get on to something new and fun here today, and I've got a live guest with me. His name's Rick DeSutter. Welcome, Rick.
Hello.
And Rick is a local musician here in Lafayette, West Lafayette. Rick, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started doing music, and we'll see what happens.
All right, cool. Glad to be here today. Well, when I was a young teen, I met up with some friends at church, and that was my first recollection of really wanting to go toward guitar. It was really funny. I had a friend that really wanted to start a band, and it was just kind of out of nowhere. It was actually really funny. And we just kind of got in a group, and they pointed at me and said, "We need a bass player. You should play bass." Yep. So I decided to learn to play bass, and a lot of us got instruments at Christmas, and that's how we learned. And from there, I've been in probably 4 or 5 bands, kind of all kinds of stuff. Punk rock, indie rock, screamo, when you're young.
Yep.
Screamo, and now I'm back to, rock and roll and more roots kind of stuff. But, so currently leading my band, The Clutter, and also doing some solo music currently.
What's this solo project you've been working on? What's that going to be all about?
I'm working on an EP. The working title's Dreams, and I hope to have it out later this year. And it's just some songs I've been writing for a while. I don't know, it's kind of a mix of folk influence and Beach Boys influence. I don't know. I guess you could say I'm really into the kind of vintage retro influence sound and a lot of that stuff. So that's kind of what I grew up with: Beach Boys, Creedence, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you shared a couple of your songs with me just through Facebook, and definitely heard the Beach Boys and the Byrds influence in there. Any other surprise influences that you that we might not know about you just from listening to your music? Anything else that you really enjoy listening to?
Surprise influences. I don't know. It's just the typical eclectic stuff that you hear from people, right? Of course, everybody says Radiohead, right? It's like Radiohead, Cage the Elephant. That's one of my favorite modern bands that kind of has that 70s vibe. I don't know. To be truthful, I just look up all the 70s bands I can, and I listen to them all day.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite, really. Yeah.
That's I talk whenever I get to talk about music and my music. I grew up in the 80s, so I graduated high school in 1990. So that was the pinnacle of hair metal and the guys with spandex and big hair and pink guitars, and I loved all that stuff. And then I remember towards the end of college, so early mid 90s, hearing some music on the radio, some Matthew Sweet and Lucinda Williams and Victoria Williams and John Hyatt and all these great guys that have now totally changed my perspective on music for the better, I think. But I love everything from Johnny Cash to Metallica, so I'm with you on that. And Metallica doesn't find its way into my music too much, but you never know where it's going to come from. Do you have a song for us that you would like to play? And then I'll just let you introduce it. Okay,
cool. I'm going to play the first song off of my upcoming EP. It's called Shine On. It's just kind of a feel-good song, you know? I've written a lot of sort of emotional songs over the years where you kind of look inward, and I think the older I get, the more I just want to write some feel-good songs, because when you're out and about doing stuff or you're at a festival, what do you really want to hear? You just want to hear a nice, happy song. So this one's called Shine On, and it's about, not worrying too much about your problems and just, live your life, have fun. All right. I feel good, yeah, I feel fine. I've never felt this way in my whole life. Feels so great, 'cause it's my day to shine, shine on. Like a shooting star we fly, wherever we want to go, to the Milky Way and beyond, till we burn up in the sun. Oh, we haven't got a care in the world, so we're out just having fun, you and me. We gotta forget and shine on. Like the fireworks in the air, we burst without a care, shining red and silvery blue. All the stars were meant for you. Oh, we haven't got a thing to lose, so we're out making the news, you and me. We gotta forget and shine on. We got bills to pay, we're wearing worn out shoes, but that don't mean a thing to me, 'cause I got you, baby, I got you. So now we're sitting on the edge of the world, and we're out just having fun, you and me. We gotta forget and shine on. Baby, you and me, we gotta forget. We're not holding on to regrets. It stays like this. You gotta forget and just shine on.
All right. right. Thanks, Rick. That was great.
Thanks.
And I remember you sharing that one with me, and just the catchy vocals and the cool melody in there. That's a great song.
Thanks.
You mentioned just wanting to write happy songs, and I'm kind of the opposite. I always got accused of only writing happy songs,
Really?
and not writing some real songs. And so I've brought my guitar too, and I'm going to share my newest song. And this comes from a totally different end of the spectrum from yours, and that's why I'm going to do this one. But this is called "Fate Has a Fondness," and sometimes life beats us up, and sometimes we get knocked down. And I think some people try to fight that, or they just wallow in it, or they're wondering what they did wrong, rather than what can I learn from this situation. And sometimes we get knocked down, we see things from a different perspective. And that's what this song is about. And it's called "Fate Has a Fondness." I used to be a fighter till I lost a lot of fights. I spent a lot of time alone in the dark at night. But I learned a thing or two through my wrong deeds. Yeah, fate has a fondness for moments like these. Don't go starting fires when there's nothing to burn. Take a little look around, see what's there to learn. Sometimes in the quiet, what was hidden we'll see. Yeah, fate has a fondness for moments like these. I've been stripped of all I know, not quite sure which way to just pack it up and go. So I'm down here on my knees. Fate has a great fondness for moments like these. I got a lot of stories, and the scars is proof. I tell you a lot of things, maybe some of them are true. The air is still the night, got no one to please. Yeah, fate has a fondness for moments like these. I've been stripped of all I know, not quite sure which way to just pack it up or go. So I'm down here on my knees. Fate has a great fondness for moments like these. Fate has a great fondness for moments like these.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thanks. We talked a little bit about influences, and I want to shift a little bit to maybe your creative process and where does songwriting start for you? Are you a music guy and then lyrics, or are you a lyric guy and then music, or how does that work for you?
Definitely all of the above, right?
Yep.
For sure. There's some days where you're just driving in your car and you get the big vocal melody, probably like the one I just sang, and you just get an overwhelming melody, and then that turns into words. And, I usually just spout out whatever first comes to mind, and then that ends up being the perfect thing, I mean, a lot of times that's exactly what, whatever's in your heart, I think, ends up being the right thing.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a believer of not just pulling out an old poem I've written and putting it to some music I just wrote. Usually it happens all together at once. It's inspired together.
Right.
On the flip side of that, when I'm doing like rock and roll stuff for the Clutter, a lot of times it starts with a big guitar riff, and then it works around that. So that's just a different perspective. So.
Yeah. I've never been the riff writing music. I enjoy it. I'm not quite as accomplished of a guitarist, so I tend to have gravitated to a lot of the singer-songwriter storytellers and just grab the acoustic guitar and go. But I definitely appreciate the big riff rock.
Yeah, there's good things about both.
For
sure.
Yeah, for
you,
sure.
You can get caught up in way too many riffs sometimes, and sometimes it's better just have the nice vocal.
Well, you got another song ready for us?
Yeah, sure.
All
You an
right.
original?
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool. All right, so your song was a little bit folksy, in my opinion. So as far as my stuff goes, this one's kind of a folksy song. I don't dip into folk much, but it's probably as close as it gets.
All right.
This song is called Incomplete. It's just just about trying to play music for years, and you just don't always kind of feel like you hit the mark where you want to. So it's just kind of just speaking my heart when I wrote this song. When I'm down, the clouds come rolling in. I can't seem to ever win, and my life is moving way too slow for me. Well, I've tried everything I know. The ducks all lined up in a row. They're all dressed up and got no place to go. Well, maybe I'm just too slow myself. Or maybe it's just all of this self-doubt that's been building up in my mind for years. Well, I've tried everything I know, pulled out all the stops and let it go, but that wasn't enough. It feels incomplete. Well, it feels so incomplete. Like a trip away, you come home but didn't want to leave. Well, it feels so incomplete. When I wake up in the morning, I can deal with it all again. Well, it feels so incomplete. It feels like a lack of what I need. Well, it feels so incomplete. When I wake up in the morning, I can deal with it all again. When you wake up tomorrow, don't you give it a thought, my friend. 'Cause when I wake up tomorrow, my Lord, I'll be whole again.
Very cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, definitely a little more folksy. I kind of
bit.
like that. Yeah. You mentioned before you did that song, and even during that song, kind of the process of overcoming those doubts and overcoming. I know I battle insecurity as a songwriter, as a musician. I've been playing music longer than I didn't before I started, and stage fright used to get me a lot. Still does every once in a while, sneaks up on me and catches me by surprise. How do you overcome that self-doubt? Is this song going to be good enough? Are these lyrics good enough? Is the music good enough? What do you do to kind of work through those kind of things?
Yeah, I think oddly enough, just singing about it makes it okay. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, no, for
It's
sure.
like when I write a song like that, when I'm expressing my struggle, it's like don't feel sorry for me. I just needed to say that. You know what I mean?
Right, and probably somebody else has the same struggle.
Yeah.
And they're going to appreciate that you acknowledged it.
Yeah, it's really just the process of, I don't know, sometimes you can express things obviously more and easier with music, right? And it's okay maybe that I haven't always hit the mark that I want to hit, but if that song can come out and it's, I don't know, there's something okay about it. It's like, at least it's at least people know and they can hear it in your song. It's, I guess, therapeutic,
Yeah,
right?
Oh, for sure.
I sing that song and it makes it okay.
Totally therapeutic. I get that. Along the same line as that, I pulled up one here called Faded. It's the title track from my EP I did a couple years ago. And one thing I do that helps feed my creative process is I ride bikes. And I used to weigh a lot heavier than I am now. I've lost over 100 pounds by eating right and riding bicycles.
Congrats.
And I tell everybody I wrote this song on a bike. And my whole life I had grandparents. I had all 4 of my grandparents until I was 40 years old, which is a true blessing, and just to have those people and that history and that influence. But then within a short time frame, lost all 4 of them in about 2.5, 3 years. And my parents live 13 miles from my great-grandfather's farm, and he had sold the farm years ago. So a couple summers ago, we went up there for a vacation. I took my bike with me because I wanted to ride from their house out to the old farm. And 26-mile round trip, and I got about mile 11, so I was getting close, and I remembered things like that I had seen before. And then he had his summer pasture land was about a mile from his house, and I saw the dirt track that went off the main road back to where his summer pasture was, and these memories just, I mean, it was the first time it ever happened to me like that. Just all these memories as a kid, spending time on the farm as in summers and different things, and then especially when I got that last quarter mile, half mile before the farm, I could see the barn, I could see the house, and the memories just flooded. And so I kind of jotted down a couple quick thoughts while I was there and getting a drink of water, and then on the way back just to kind of worked through this song. And this is one of those ones that I think people accuse me of writing happy songs, but it's about just kind of realizing even through bad things that life is good. And so this is called Faded. Just north of that sleepy town, past rows and rows and rows of farms, you could see down that narrow, dusty road. Stood Grandpa's weather-beaten barn. Down that long country lane, tires swinging in the willow shade. The treehouse where we used to play. Cowboys or pirates or heroes of the day. After all is faded, most memories packed away. Surprises me still, what's there today? Grandma singing and baking ginger snaps. Grandpa resting with his pipe, smoking half and half. Oh man, the life we used to have. Times were simpler than I wish I had them back. After all is faded, most memories packed away. Surprises me still, what's there today? And after all these years, through all these graveside tears, at least it ain't all disappeared. Even though it's faded, most memories packed away. Surprises me still, what's there today?
Awesome song.
Thank you. We talked a little bit about influences, and you shared a little bit of yours. I've shared a little bit of mine. Do you have any cover songs that you ever throw into your shows, or ones that maybe you've had a rough day or a rough week, and I don't know if you have a music room at home or a spot you go. Is there a song that you like to play, or one that has definitely influenced you that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, I've played it a few times, and it's one of my favorites growing up. My dad had the greatest hits CCR CD growing up, so "Bad Moon Rising" is one of my all-time favorite songs when I hear that song.
That sounds
and
like
I'd
a
love
good
to.
one.
I'll play it right now.
Sure, that'd be great.
I see the bad moon rising. I see trouble on the way. I see earthquakes and lightning. I see bad times today. Don't go round tonight. Well, it's bound to take your life. There is a bad moon on the rise. I hear hurricanes are blowing. I know the end is coming soon. I fear rivers overflowing. I hear the voice of rage and ruin. Don't go round tonight. Well, it's bound to take your life. There is a bad moon on the rise. All right. Hope you have got your things together. Hope you are quite prepared to die. Looks like we're in for nasty weather. One eye is taken for an eye. Well, don't go round tonight. Well, it's bound to take your life. There is a bad moon on the rise. Don't go round tonight. Well, it's bound to take your life. There is a bad moon on the rise.
All right. I think John would approve of that one. That was kind of fun. I always liked CCR. I liked John Fogerty's solo stuff.
Oh, he's got a great voice.
Yeah,
so
and
unique.
Such a great guitar player.
Yeah,
people forget, that he was the guitar player, and just has such a unique approach. And yeah, he's phenomenal. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and do one that I like. I wrote a song several years ago for my daughter, and my son, who's older, has been bugging me ever since to write a song for him, and I just haven't done that yet. And I told him, I said, I'm probably never going to be able to write one just for you. He's mentioned in several of my songs, and being a father is mentioned in my songs. But there's a guy I know out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, Ralston Bowles is his name, and he wrote this song for his son called Son of Mine. And to me, it's the pinnacle of the father-son relationship. And do you have kids?
Yep, I have two boys,
Oh,
4-year-old and 10 months,
Okay.
almost 11 months.
So you're a busy guy.
I can relate to that too. I've started to slip little references in about my sons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's good. I think I'm glad that has happened. And the song I wrote for my daughter was one of those. I guess I can tell the story. You got time here, and I'm in charge. But she was about 5 or 6, and she'd been. Her mom and I had just gone through a divorce, and she was at my house, and she was just kind of feeling emotional about it. And so she's up in my lap, and we're talking, and she gets up off my lap, and she says, she was crying, and I was crying. She says, "Oh, Daddy, I left cry marks on your shoulder." And being a songwriter, I said, I loved her for it and thanked her for just talking to me. And then the next day I said, you said this. I said, I'm probably going to end up using that in a song someday. Is that okay with you? And she said it was. Well, then, of course, she bugged me and bugged me and bugged me. Where's that song? Where's that song? And so it took me a while. I was driving down the road one day, and the chorus hit me. And I just belted this chorus out. I've never done that before. And so I grabbed my phone and sang it into my phone so at least I could save it. And then it took me about another 6 months to write the song. And it was that father-daughter song has been done a lot by famous songwriters. And I didn't really want to do a father-daughter song, so I fought it for a while. And then the song came together, and she has enjoyed it. And fathers with daughters enjoy the song. And so it's been a good one for me. But now I'm going to play the one that kind of influenced that, and the reason I've struggled to write a father-son song is this song, "Son of Mine" by Ralston Bowles. Son of mine, please be kind in your memories to me, for my time in this world was rich as any's could be. Every breath that I've tasted, I've choked on a blessing. To say anything less is just my dark side confessing. Son of mine, please be kind in your memories of me. Son of mine, in hard times let a soft answer speak, for the stronger of men is the one who can be seen as weak. As the halogen moon kissed your crib with you sleeping, there was no sense of shame in my uncontrolled weeping. Son of mine, in hard times let a soft answer speak. When things don't turn out the way you planned, it's alright, it's alright. Go ahead and cry, it won't make you less of a man. It's alright, it's alright. Oh, son of mine, tip the wine glass to good times we have known. All the fruit of the vine, you find you're never alone. As my father before me, so I'm always with you. You continue the story in everything that you do. Oh, son of mine, tip the wine glass to good times we have known. Son of mine, in hard times let a soft answer speak. Son of mine, please be kind in your memories of me. That was Ralston Bowles again, in case you missed that. And again, you're listening to WBAA's Acoustic Blend. And my name's Greg Jones, the host of the show. And I've got Rick DeSutter here as in-studio guest with me. And before I forget, quick thanks to Matt over there for running the board tonight. He always does a great job. So, Rick, you talked about this new EP that you're hoping to get finished up. Have you got any other projects or anything where people can listen to your music, where they can track you down?
This EP is definitely the main focus right now. Hope to come out with it this year. Actually, if you go to rickdesutter.com, that's got all my music on Bandcamp, so you could do that. And hope to be playing some solo gigs here and there. I don't know when this show's going to air, but I'm going to play a national anthem gig for a basketball game in my hometown next week.
Well, very cool.
So
actually, we air on Sunday, so when is your Star Spangled Banner gig?
It's next Friday. I believe that's the 16th.
16th? I
believe that's the 16th. Right. Yep. Back in my hometown's Attica, so it's just half an hour from here. So.
Are you going to do the Jimi Hendrix plugged-in, loud screaming guitar kind of thing?
Yeah, kind of. Except I play a little more Brian May-ish.
Okay.
But it's similar in some ways.
Yeah.
Thick and bendy.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. I know you do instrument reviews. I've seen you do some guitar videos of different guitars that come out. Yep. How'd you come into doing that?
I think I just wanted to try my hand at it for a while because I'm a gearhead, like a lot of people I know, especially musicians these days online. Everybody's a gearhead. Everybody's buying, selling, trading, and I thought I'd just give it a go. And it's just it's kind of a hobby.
And you've gotten to play some really nice guitars on there.
Yes, I have some Duesenbergs and that sort of thing. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been going for. Try to pick things that aren't highly reviewed online. And I figure then maybe I'll get some views.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun.
Now, you mentioned when you got here that this guitar that you're playing today is not yours.
It is not mine. In fact, I don't know the exact model number. It's a Taylor.
And it sure sounds great.
Which my good friend Eric Morales is letting me borrow. So
Shout out to Eric.
Thank you, Eric.
I was asking Matt when we were getting ready to start. I asked him what year he was born, and my guitar is actually older than Matt. So this is a 1995 Guild D4. I bought it in 1996 in a little shop in Ferndale, Michigan, when I was going to school up near there. And
it sounds great. I think it sounds really
great.
Good.
Scars and the finish is coming off, but I can't replace it. I've gone and tried. I've played Gibson J45s and Taylors and Gibson J45. I'm willing to give that one a shot to maybe replace this and when I take it out on the road, but or to shows. But I'll always have this guitar.
Yeah, that guitar sounds just as good as the Taylor's. I think sounds great.
So you mentioned trying to schedule some acoustic solo shows. Is that something that you've done before, or something that's going to be new for you?
I've tried my hand at it once or twice, not a whole lot yet, but I'm kind of working on it. Even that basketball game I'm doing next Friday night, I'm going to play a couple songs.
Okay.
Except I do tend to plug in like hollow body electrics most of the time and use tremolo. But yeah, that's something I'm hoping to book more of in the future. So if you're looking for somebody, feel free to book me.
There you go. I'm always looking for shows too. I sure enjoy it. I like doing house concerts. Those are fun where you just go to somebody's living room and they'll have 20 or 30 friends over, and I get to do my songs and tell the stories kind of like we've done tonight. It's a lot of fun. It's a great way to hear music you've never heard before and to meet artists. A lot of people like to meet the songwriters, so that's always been a fun thing for me to do.
I like the small venues too. I did an acoustic gig at a Kokomo record shop a while back. But yeah, there's just something about getting out and playing and hearing your voice, big in the room. It's just different. It's fun,
What's your favorite concert you've ever been to?
Favorite concert I've ever been to? That's a hard one.
Do you have one?
I don't know if I have one. I've been to many, though.
What's your best one recently?
I'm old school. I saw Joe Walsh within the last I saw him twice within the last year about Joe Walsh.
I've heard a lot of people go to that show that thoroughly enjoyed that show.
Yeah. So I'm kind of into that lately. Yeah, I don't know. That was a good show.
I went 2 weekends ago to see Jason Isbell down in Indianapolis, and he had James McMurtry open for him, and both those guys have just been two of my favorites for years. So that was a really fun night.
Awesome.
Well, have you got another song that you'd like to do for us?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, this one, I kind of have I have a reoccurring theme with a lot of my songs. It's just kind of like the struggle is real. I mean, really, it's just kind of all it is. I don't know. I'm a pretty simple guy, I guess. I don't have much of a story for a lot of my songs. I guess it's just kind of an overall feeling.
Yeah.
It's just about, you kind of living your regular day life, and it's just kind of like, this song's called Leap This Time. It's like, why haven't I ever taken the leap? I haven't taken the big risks that in my mind I tell myself, why don't I take a risk? And it's kind of the same thing too. It's like, I'm not frustrated about it. I just got to get it out of my heart, know? So
sure.
This one's called Leap This Time. Sitting at your desk, working from 9 to 5. Tomorrow's gonna come, you don't know if you'll be alive. Your dreams are keeping you up so late at night. Oh, why can't you make a leap this time? Today is just another day. You go to work and get your pay. You work so hard, yet your mind is miles away. You're chasing dreams. I'm chasing mine too. No, you're not someone who is ungrateful. You love this life that you get to live. Yet still you see there's more beyond this window haze. There's a hope for brighter days. Sitting at your desk, working from 9 to 5. Tomorrow's gonna come, you don't know if you'll be alive. Your dreams are keeping you up so late at night. Oh, why can't you make a leap this time? You're not the only one, because I'm having trouble falling asleep. 'Cause my mountain looks too steep to climb. Yeah, someday I know I'll put a dent in this big world. But until then, I'm dreaming all the time. Yeah, I'm sitting at my desk, working from 9 to 5. Tomorrow's gonna come, I don't know if I'll be alive. Yeah, my dreams are keeping me up so late at night. Oh, why can't I make a leap this time? Oh, why can't I make? Oh, why can't I make? Oh, why can't I make a leap this time?
Very cool. I think probably anybody can relate with that song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that one. That's neat.
Thanks.
Do you ever write from a perspective other than yours?
Perspective other than mine.
Like from a third person or from a different person's perspective, or have you ever tackled that?
I guess not. I guess I haven't tried that.
That's one thing I was challenged with a while ago, and I got a call at work one day. My stepson was sick, and my wife couldn't get him, so I had to take the day off. And so I get home around 10:30 or 11, and so I decided I'm going to get on Facebook and ask for a songwriting prompt from somebody. So I just opened it up to everybody I know. So I got the typical write a song about trees, write a song about love, write a song about girls, or whatever. And I have a friend from high school who lives in Nashville, and he's kind of a studio guitarist. He's gone on the road with cover bands and stuff, but he's always been the guitar player. And he said he's had this line for a long time, and it didn't really fit with anybody he was working with. And so he said, I'm going to give you this line, and you can use it if you want to. And he said, coffee's on the table, sugar's out the door. And I thought, good night. What am I going to do with that? But it was such an interesting thought and such an interesting perspective. I thought, okay, at least I got to try. So I ended up changing it to coffee's in the pot, sugar's out the door. And so then I thought, well, sugar's got to be a girl. I mean, that just goes along with that one.
So it sounds like
very much had to step outside of who I am to write this song. And so I wrote this one, and I was like, well, who am I going to share this with? And I've gotten a lot of positive input on it. People have enjoyed it because it's very different than my other stuff. And this is as close as I get to a riff rock kind of song. It's not really a rock song, but
I'm intrigued by it. It sounds like a good line.
It's very different than most of my other stuff. But yeah, this one's called Sugar's Out the Door. Don't know what happened the night before. Don't know what happened the night before. Life ain't fair, I heard somebody say. Why's it gotta rain every single day? One more drop, gonna be drowned alive. Mama told me don't drink, smoke, or chew. Don't go out with rowdy girls that do. Oh, good Lord, Mama, those are the only girls I find. Know what happened the night before. Head still pounding, lying on the floor. Please be quiet, don't yell anymore. Coffee's in the pot, sugar's out the door. Must have been one wild night. One boom, missing cars, nowhere in sight. Mama warned me about these party girls before. 11:30, I hardly see straight. She's up and out the door before 7:45. I ain't never gonna see that girl no more. Know what happened the night before. Head still pounding, lying on the floor. Please be quiet, don't yell anymore. Coffee's in the pot, sugar's out the door. Sugar's out the door. Sugar's out the door.
That's a great line.
That's what I told Kevin. I said, thank you for that, and I'll gladly steal that and use it.
So my favorite songs just have that, that moment where you hear the one line.
Yeah. I had to create the whole story behind it. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it was kind of a fun process. Well, I think we have time for maybe one more original apiece if we can get there. You got another one ready, or
yeah.
All right,
I got one more.
Go ahead and introduce this one, and then we'll You ready to wrap it up?
Same kind of theme again, I guess, on this one. I don't know if I've solidified a title on this one. It's just kind of the dream theme all the way through this. I don't know. Everybody's got dreams, right? And you're trying for them every day. And that's pretty much what this song's about. You know, trying hard for a long time, living in a Midwest town. I guess feeling sorry for myself, I guess. I don't know.
We all can do that living in the Midwest town, I think.
I'm not sure what to call this one yet. My 4-year-old calls it Dreaming in a Midwest Town because that's one of the lines in it. So we'll call it that for now. All right. Trying just the best I can. Trying, but I'm just one man. Dreaming for my whole life. Dreaming, but I don't know why. Yeah, I could use a little luck, but you know luck ain't enough. When you're dreaming in a Midwest town, you're dreaming about making sounds that you never heard. Oh, I can't get these songs out of my head. Trying just the best I can. Trying, but I'm stuck in Dreamland. Sleeping for all these years. Wiping away my tears. Oh, but then one day I found the inspiration that I needed now. It was a band from years ago. I looked them up, watch every show. And now I can't get their songs out of my head. Out of my head. These dreams need to fly over the valley of despair to a hopeful sky. Yeah, I've been dreaming for my whole life. Dreaming, but I don't know why. From time to time, I'll touch the ground, but my dreams will fly.
All right, very cool. That was
A little
fun.
bit whimsical.
Yeah. Once again, you're listening to Acoustic Blend here on WBAA, and that was Rick DeSutter with his unnamed song about dreaming in a Midwest town. I think we got time here. I'm going to go ahead and do one more, and then that was probably going to take us pretty close to the end of the show. So thanks for listening tonight. It's been a pleasure to have you along. Thanks again to Matt for running the board and getting things ready for you guys to hear at home. And if you get a chance and you see Rick DeSutter's name somewhere around town, go check him out. He's got some great songs and just a pretty cool guy. Feel free to do the same for me. If you see my name somewhere on a poster, stop in and listen. This is another song off my EP. This is called Pipe and Slippers. And my brother wrote most of the words for it. He's a bass player, not a singer. And so I asked him if I could steal it and finish this up. And it's about getting old and trying to fight it at first and then realize it's not so bad. And when we wrote this song, it was Pipe and Slippers, and now I have a couple nice pair of slippers, and I really kind of enjoy them. And so, yeah, it's called Pipe and Slippers. I hope you enjoy it. Hair's getting thinner, what's left's turn. A couple shades of gray. And I'm afflicted with all manner of pain. I lost a little fire and I've lost a few good years, but it's nothing compared to what I've gained. I often catch myself sounding like my father, wonder what's to become of me. Got a few regrets and I owe a couple favors, but I'm not ready for my final plea. I ain't ready for pipe and slippers, I ain't ready for the rocking chair, I ain't ready to read morning papers and wait till you take me there. Watch my baby girl turn into a lady. Sun's becoming men right before my eyes. Wonder what sort of world's waiting on my babies, but I ain't gonna sit here just waiting to die. I ain't ready for pipe and slippers, I ain't ready for the rocking chair, I ain't ready to read morning papers and wait till you take me there. There's still races to be run, songs to be sung, weddings and funerals to see. Yeah, there's plenty of hurting, plenty of loving, and plenty of time for you and me. I ain't ready for pipe and slippers, I ain't ready for the rocking chair, I ain't ready to read morning papers and wait till you. I ain't ready for pipe and slippers, I ain't ready for the rocking chair, I ain't ready to read morning papers and wait till you take me there. Once again, that was Pipe and Slippers. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed the show tonight. Thanks again, Rick, for coming in.
Thanks for having me here, Greg.
It's been a pleasure getting to know you and hear your songs. And, you know, the great thing about acoustic music is it can happen anywhere. And so get out and enjoy the music here in Lafayette, West Lafayette. There's a lot of great music happening. Turn off the TV, turn off your phone, turn off your iPad or iPod or MP3 player, and just go out and listen to some music. And pick up an instrument, grab a ukulele, grab a guitar, learn how to play it. And I hope that you'll learn to enjoy acoustic music and music in general as much as Rick has, as much as I have. Good night. We'll see you all next month.